This was the period of the greatest drought in Africa, a global climatic shift that reshaped the face of the planet. Rainfall became erratic. Dry seasons stretched for months, even years, turning rivers into dusty basins and the land into a network of cracks. For creatures like early humans, this change was a death sentence. Their bodies, though adapted for long-distance travel, still relied heavily on freshwater sources. Their nearly naked skin lost moisture rapidly through sweat, an efficient cooling mechanism, but a deadly liability during extreme drought. Each day was a desperate search. The only remaining water sources were not ponds or lakes, but dewdrops clinging to rocks at dawn, or traces of moisture hidden in tubers and roots. Covering bodies with branches and stacking stones was a pragmatic act born from instinct. It concealed corpses from scavengers, masked the scent that attracted predators, and perhaps unconsciously served to cleanse their living space. The elders were living libraries, holding knowledge of where to find water, when fruits ripen, and how to read the signs of predators. When they died, a part of the tribe's survival knowledge perished with them. Their journey was not a planned migration. It was an escape from a brutal reality. Survival in such a harsh environment required absolute cooperation. No individual could live alone. They hunted, foraged, and defended as a unified whole. But that unity was fragile. Their growing brains were advanced enough to remember the past and worry about the future, yet not complex enough to resolve internal conflicts effectively. When crisis struck, differing survival strategies emerged, creating division. It was the first attempt to find causal connections in a chaotic world.
The spirits are here. We must give them the offering.
The mountains have water. We go now.
They began to believe that their actions could influence their surroundings in indirect ways. What we witness here is the birth of compromise. They could not prove who was right or wrong. So, they did both. They agreed to perform a symbolic act, a ritual plea, an acknowledgement of the power of the sky, before taking the practical step of migration. This marked a massive cognitive leap, the ability to delay action, to negotiate, and to merge different worldviews for collective benefit. Groups that learned such compromise developed stronger cohesion and higher survival chances. Their social structures were no longer based solely on physical strength, but also on persuasion and consensus. The stomping and shouting were instinctive reactions to unbearable tension, creating a state of collective effervescence. The sounds they made were not language, but pre-linguistic communication, like animal roars signaling presence, strength, and intent.
Ahwe, amo, kotara sana. Ahwe, amo.
Kala kala seta.
Unlike animals, however, their sounds had rhythm. Rhythm was a crucial cognitive invention, the foundation of music and later of language, enabling behavioral synchronization at higher complexity. The random coincidence of rain arriving right after the ritual became a defining moment in the evolution of cognition. To their developing brains, it was irrefutable proof they had done it. Their actions brought the rain. This perceived connection between ritual and result was a profoundly useful byproduct of evolution. Whether true or not did not matter. It worked. It reinforced faith in action and gave the group a sense of agency, a belief that they could control their chaotic world. That belief became the strongest communal glue, binding them for generations. It was the seed of all future belief systems, mythologies, and religions. They had unknowingly discovered the power of belief. The rain, though merely a random meteorological event, validated the strategy of the Elder. Proved that the invisible world could be influenced, reshaping the tribe's hierarchy and authority. The brief rain was not enough to ease the long-lasting drought. The search for water governed every decision. A faint blue streak on the horizon, the behavior of other animals, especially birds capable of surveying vast areas, offered reliable clues. Following birds to a potential water source became an act of informed pursuit. It required a large energy investment, a decision made purely on hope. But the grassland was a place of illusions. What they found was not a freshwater oasis, but a salt basin, an alkaline lake. These were the remnants of ancient lakes long evaporated, leaving behind a deadly concentration of minerals and toxic salts. For these creatures, it was worse than finding nothing. Their kidneys, unlike those of desert-adapted species, could not process such high salt levels. Drinking this water would accelerate dehydration, leading to convulsions, kidney failure, and a swift death. Animal carcasses scattered around served as unmistakable evidence. This was an ecological trap. Other creatures, just as desperate, had been lured here to die. The pungent smell and bitter, saline taste were the final warnings. this failure was not only physical, but psychological. Hope, a vital driver of persistence, had been extinguished. They had spent precious energy and bodily water reserves on a futile journey. The despair they felt was biological, the body's awareness that energy reserves were depleted and options were running out. But the universe always finds its own way to intervene in evolution. When despair reached its limit, a phenomenon from the sky changed everything. What the tribe witnessed was a meteorite impact, a small mass of rock or iron entering Earth's atmosphere at terrifying speed. The hissing sound was the sonic boom as the object broke the sound barrier, compressing the air ahead of it. The dazzling light came from extreme friction, compressed air heating to thousands of degrees, vaporizing the object and making it glow like a second sun. It was not fire in the usual sense, but plasma. For minds with no concept of outer space, this was divine, an event that shattered all known rules of their world. The metallic and sulfuric scent in the air was the vaporized meteorite itself. The event was a chilling reminder of the randomness of the cosmos. The collision ignited the land. Until then, their only source of fire came from rare lightning strikes, usually quenched by accompanying rain. But this flame, born from stone and sky, was a dry fire. It began on parched ground. In their minds, the first terror soon gave way to something else: curiosity, and the realization that a new power had been unleashed upon their world. The sky had thrown a spear of fire down to Earth. The blaze was no longer a single event. It had become a force shaping the environment. Generating its own destruction, and the air thickened with scorching ash, unbreathable. Trapped in a natural basin surrounded by fire, with no escape, selective pressure became absolute and immediate. There was no room for panic or solitary action. What arose was a higher survival strategy, organized group defense. They did not flee passively, they acted collectively, extinguishing flames encroaching on their refuge. Using sticks and animal hides, they cleared flammable material around the rocks, creating a fire break. This was non-verbal coordination at its highest level. The lone individual would perish. Only cooperation ensured survival. The bond of the herd, forged in the sea of fire, proved that collective action was the only shield against annihilation. When dawn broke over a scorched land, the tribe entered a transformed world. The savannah was no longer a dense maze of tall grass or predators. It had been cleared. More importantly, it was filled with food. Small animals unable to flee, turtles, snakes, lizards, insects, had been cooked by the fire. The rising aroma was unlike anything they had ever smelled. Tasting the first cooked meat marked a biological milestone. Raw meat was tough, hard to chew and digest. Cooked meat was soft, easy to tear, and, most importantly, more nutritious. Fire acted as an external stomach, breaking down fats before ingestion. The intestines, once long and energy-consuming for digesting raw food, began to shorten. The saved energy was redirected to another organ, the brain. Cooked food not only fed the body, it fed intelligence. Teeth and jaws shrank as they no longer needed to crush hard food. Facial structures began to change. The greater discovery than cooked food was fire control. When the old woman picked up a smoldering branch, it was not mere curiosity, it was a leap in cognition. She understood that fire was not an event like lightning, but a process that could be sustained. They had transitioned from fire gatherers, harvesting from natural burns to firekeepers. The post-fire world was bare and perilous. The old ecosystem had collapsed. predators, like the wounded beast they faced, were desperate survivors, more dangerous than ever. Yet the fire they carried was not just light, it was a transformative tool. By thrusting wooden spears into the flame, they discovered that heat hardened and dried the fibers. The fire-tempered stick held its sharpness longer, the birth of pyrotechnology. The true breakthrough came from combination. Their minds performed a complex calculation, wood hardened by fire. Sharp stone, binding fiber. Creation of the composite tool marked a defining moment in cognitive history. It required imagining an object that didn't yet exist, combining separate parts into a whole. This demanded sequential thought and multi-step planning. The new spear embodied all their newfound knowledge. When confronting predators, they used both, the composite spear for lethal thrusts and fire as a psychological weapon against primal fear. For the first time, they didn't merely defend, they attacked and triumphed over an apex predator. Fire and stone had merged. Their intelligence was no longer for fleeing, it was for domination. their enlarged brains, nourished by cooked food and protected by fire. Now faced a new challenge: how to store the growing body of knowledge. Survival wisdom still existed only in individual minds. When someone died, that knowledge vanished forever. Drawing on cave walls marked the birth of externalized memory. For the first time, information was stored outside the body. These drawings were not art in the aesthetic sense, they were data. The rock face became the first textbook, recording lessons of drought, flood, lightning-born fire, and new tools. Through this, knowledge could pass to later generations, even when its original holder had died. A child could learn about catastrophe without living through it. This was the dawn of culture, the ability to accumulate and transmit complex knowledge across generations. others placed their handprints on the wall. It was an act of agreement, a declaration. We have witnessed. This is our truth. They had transcended biology's limits. Evolution was no longer driven by genes alone, but by culture. They had discovered how to make knowledge immortal. Humanity's journey as a history-keeping species had just truly begun.